I'm going to get my hair done today. It's Sunday. I thought I would just show you guys a little before and after. I know you saw my hair like kind of done up, but I try to make it into the most elongated I can so that it's easier for them. Don't know if that's actually easier for them, but I try. I have them in mind, the braider. But yeah, I'm going over there. It's the crack of dawn. It's like 6 a.m. But I just thought I would show you before. Hopefully I'm not too tired by the time we finish. But yeah. I'm in the library. I'm at the final parts of studying where you're like, the test is too close and now I just have to brain dump everything that I've learned. I also probably look crazy in this library because I'm in this room alone, but I'm talking. But I've been making this like cheat sheet, which I do right before I take a test. I probably haven't even told you guys. I'm taking the GRE and I'm taking it this weekend because in my family you need to go to grad school and that seems like the appropriate next steps in my life. But whoever created standardized tests can actually die in the fiery depths of hell, because I wasn't built for standardized tests. My brain wasn't built for that. I do so poorly on these tests that it's actually laughable how bad I do. I've taken this test multiple times and I'm yet to do well. And it sucks because I study and I practice so hard just to get my hopes up, or not even, because I think I'm at the point of what does it even matter anymore, but just to fail. So here I am. I don't think I've studied enough, or at least I don't know enough. I still get to the problems and I feel like, wow, what was all the time and effort I've spent? Because this has been like, let's just say it's been a long time. So I'm at the cheat sheet moment where I'm basically just brain dumping and just like going off of every note that I've ever taken from all these videos and books that I have, and also just doing like practice problems because that's the only thing I can think of to help. So yeah, but overall I'm just, you know, a little down in the dumps because I'm like, I don't want to go and sit for a 2-hour test that I've paid like $200 for just to fail. But it's whatever. We must, what is it called? We must keep going. We must pursue. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but yeah. I got a study room, so it's not so crazy that I'm talking to myself in this room, but still, it's a glass room. But yeah, so more studying ahead. Today is Wednesday, so I went into the office today. It was actually pretty fun. When I go into the office, it's pretty fun because everybody's there. My boss just got back from a vacation, and it was her birthday, so we had like cake and everything, and that was really fun. I'm about to go to dance in like an hour. Maybe you'll see clips from that, maybe you won't, because I'm a little insecure about how I dance. I love dancing and I don't think I'm bad at it, but I think I look cringy looking back at it. So we'll see. Maybe you'll see a bit, maybe you won't. But I thought the most productive thing I can do is spend my time studying. So I'm back at it, studying again. I also think if I say it on camera, it needs to happen because I don't want to lie to you guys. So it's kind of also like a little bit of a motivator when I film these and I say like, I'm gonna study. So at least for a short amount of time, I'm gonna study. I feel like I just like have to do a lot of small errands. Like I just went to the store, I got like wiper fluid for my car, because I didn't know this, but wiper fluid's not a common thing to just buy everywhere. I feel like since it's a common thing for cars, like I didn't think like it needed to be at the 7-Eleven, but I do think it's like a common thing. Also, why do you have to buy wiper fluid in like a bottle this large? Also doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I got that, I got Drano, like, you know, like just like nitty gritty type of like care type of things. So I got a bunch of those type of things. I'm also just like, I don't know, I feel very like amped up. I don't know why. Like maybe like when I feel like someone drinks a lot of coffee doesn't have a lot of effect on me, but I feel like this is what people feel like. So yeah, I just thought I would come and give a little debrief about what I've been doing, because it's been a bunch of nothing, but that is my normal life. Like I just be working, I go to the office, and I feel like going to the office is kind of like a little reprieve like from actual work, because while I'm there and I work a little bit, it is more like just social communication, me and my coworkers just getting closer together. So yeah, I don't know, I thought I would just say hi and tell you guys what I did today. So that's what I did. But this is crazy lighting, I know, and it's probably like actually loud from outside. I got a flat tire because life can never be easy. I'm in front of an intersection. That's why the color keeps changing. But I got a flat tire. Teslas don't come with a spare, and if they do and I just don't know how to find it, please inform me, because Tesla was like, oh, you can get a repair, but not today. I was like, so how do I get back home? Because I would prefer not to worry my uncle and aunt, asking them to come and get me. So I'm like, how do I get back to my house? And they were like, oh, we don't know, that's not our problem, basically. So thank you, Tesla. Love that. So I had to call another service, which I did, and they came and they were like, yeah, we can come and bring you a tire. But in reality, like, they were like, we can come, we take the tire, we take it back, and we bring you a new tire. So I'm in the process of, they've taken the tire. I'm waiting for them to bring me a new tire. Who knew this was how the day would play out? Not I. And every so often I keep turning the air on, because luckily the car still works, obviously. Like, it's just a flat tire, and the car doesn't need to be on for the air to be on. And I've switched places. I'm not in the driver's seat anymore, because I'm literally on the side of the road. Like, I'll probably put like a video in of me just on the curb. A state trooper like came, or like highway patrol, they were like, are you okay? And I was like, thank you, that was very considerate. I am okay now. I am okay now. And the state trooper was like, yeah, you should probably move a little bit, because it will be really hard for them to put your tire on where you're parked, because I was parked like further down the road. And they were like, yeah, you should move. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'll like help you move. And I was like, cool, because I don't know what to do. Like, these are some of those moments where I'm like, I'm just a girl. Like, I'm just a girl. I don't know what to do. And I'm not prepared for this. But I made it work. Was it expensive? Yes. But could it have been more? Tesla was definitely quoting me more than what this place is doing. So it's all working out, but I'm not saving that much money. But any money is some money. So yeah, these are my escapades.
Yeah, and I also have no food in here. I realize that. But I do have a charger, so I'm just watching TV. So it's not, like, terrible. I would like to have snacks, but it wasn't like I was going to have snacks at dance. So it's okay. I'm taking the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully this man will be back soon. Yep. I guess that's just how life is.
Hello, friends. Okay, so it's Friday. I thought I would kind of give you guys a rundown on the things that have been happening, which isn't much, not much, but it is fun to talk about. So in this clip, you're gonna see pictures of me and my dad at a football game. Basically, like, my uncle got tickets to a football game and then ended up not being able to go, and so I flew out my dad to come see the football game because my dad loves football. Like, the way a K-pop stan loves their favorite group, my father loves the Dallas Cowboys 10 times more. Seeing grown men push each other and throw a leather ball across the field, he eats that up. He loves that. So I flew him here because it was the Dallas Cowboys playing against the Rams. So probably after this, you'll see some videos about that. But he had a ball, and I took him to all my favorite, like, spots here in LA. It was a really short trip. He was just here for like a day and a half. But he had a good time. He really liked it. So I have like a little video of the field and just like what we did, I guess. Him having a good time. But I also I made it back from my tire getting fixed. I didn't get taken. If anybody was wondering about that, but it was an experience I now know how to fix, I guess. I have to get a spare tire. I realize that now. My father was like not happy that there wasn't a spare tire in the car, but I don't know, I don't make the rules. So I now have to go buy a spare tire, so love that for me. But I also went out with my friends. Literally the Sunday I dropped my dad off at the airport, that afternoon I went out with my friends because one of my friends, Laura, who watches these videos, she was here visiting. So I went to the Grove, and you might see pictures from there. I don't think I took any videos, but there'll be probably a picture of us together. And I went to the Barnes & Noble in there. You want to take me somewhere where I have little self-control, just take me shopping, honestly, anywhere, but especially a Barnes & Noble. I think it's because everything in there just seems a little bit obtainable, because like books aren't crazy expensive, but they ain't cheap. They do add up. So I thought I would give you a little bit of book haul, but I also went to my library because always support your local libraries. You don't even really have to check out books from there. You could just get a library card. That always works. Libraries help so much of the community because they offer so much free stuff. It's honestly so beneficial to help your local library. I always advocate for that. And you get books for free. Like, you can check out books for free. You can check out audiobooks for free. If you're someone with like dyslexia or ADHD and you think that you hate reading like I did at one time, get an audiobook. Get an audiobook, or even get a tracked read audiobook. So meaning, I made that up, but like that term up, but it's basically like where the the audio will highlight the words as it's saying it. Now I'm better at like tracking with my eyes, and I can like just have the book open and track with my eyes and listen to the audiobook. But maybe you don't hate reading. Maybe it's the fact that like you're getting frustrated before you can even get into the story, because I think that was my big problem. And libraries can help you do that. Libraries have so much resources. Help your local libraries. But that was a side tangent that I didn't intend to go on, but let me give you the haul. So the first book I got is called Nightshade. It's by Autumn Woods, and this is the first book in the Sorrow Song University series. I've seen a bunch of like book YouTubers talking about this, so I decided to get it because I thought it would be really good. It sounds very up my alley. I like things that have to do with like school that are fantasy-esque. Yeah, so I got that first one. Haven't read it yet though. I got too much of a TBR right now. I haven't read any of these books, but I am starting one, and I'll show you guys that one. Then I rave about this book all the time. I talk about it, and I don't feel bad about that. I'm not sorry. So the second book I got is called BloodMarked. I always want to call this Bloodbound or Bloodmaker. I don't know why. Maybe just because I'm hooked up on the blood part, and after that I'm like my imagination just runs. I don't know. But it's the second book in the Legendborn series, and I'm very excited to read it, but I think I've given myself long enough between the first and the second so that I'm not like chomping at the bit to read it. It's on my queue. It will be read, but it's definitely, I have library books, so those are gonna get read before this baby gets read. But I got the Barnes & Noble edition, and so it's got these cute like designs on it, and I have the Barnes & Noble version of the Legendborn one, and it's also got cute designs, and I just think that's like, it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch to have designs. I know people like sometimes don't like that, or they don't like different stuff. I know they have like frayed edges and all that other stuff. I know sometimes people don't like that, but I don't know. I eat it up. And then I also talked about this book, but the first one. So this is the second book in the Dance of Thieves. So it's the Bow of Thieves, and I am very excited to read it. But yet again, I have quite a while before I have to return this. This is from the library. That's why it's like heavy duty. And I'm excited to read it, but it's like second on my queue because I want to read obviously my library books first, but I read a clip and it was crazy. It was like so smutty, and I was like, is this just like the clip? Did they just pick this as the clip, or is it like crazy work? But I don't know. I guess I'm here for it. Yeah, so this is the second in A Dance of Thieves. It's called Bow of Thieves, and it's by Mary E. Pearson. Now, this one, I said it before because maybe you guys don't know. I was reading the Infernal Devices series because I saw a bunch of book YouTubers. I feel like I watch more book YouTube than I do book TikToks, because I feel like sometimes when I'm watching book TikToks, they're trying to sell something to me, and I don't know. That makes me feel weird. So I watch more book YouTubers because I feel like it's less of a sales pitch and more of just them like candid. Like, I liked it, I didn't like it. But a bunch of them are rereading the Infernal Devices, and I love Cassandra Clare. I've said it before for sure, and I'll say it again. I love her, and I love her books. Her Shadowhunter series is what got me, I think, really into reading, realizing that like there is a world in my imagination. I just have to be directed to it. You know what I'm saying? So I actually at Barnes & Noble bought the
the first book, because I've read all the other series except for this one. I don't really know why. I just didn't have like the drive to, I guess, but I decided to read it now because so many people were reading it, and it just like, I was like, yeah, give me a good Cassandra Clare moment. And of course it was. So I read the first one, and I was gonna take a break, but of course, like when you want to take a break from a certain series, that's the only thing that you have available, like that next book. So I went to when I was at the library, they had the next one, and the audio for the next one. So I'm gonna start that this weekend. I know that I also talked about reading a book called Evening and Weekends. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I got like halfway through, and I got it from the library. So I got halfway through, and it was okay, but parts of it I was just like, this is it? It's like, you've been holding this secret and this is it? It's like, okay, when your friend like amps you up for something really, really big, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. That's what it felt like. And like I said, though, I was only halfway through, so I feel like I can't make the best judgment. But I was just kind of like, and I'm like, maybe I need to be more content with more mundane stuff, because it was just like, it wasn't a fantasy or like, well, I think it's a fantasy, like a fictional book, but it's not like they're not living in some fairy realm and having some crazy time. It's more just like they're existing in London, and that's fine, that's great, and sometimes I really like that, but at the moment that just wasn't what I was feeling, because I was simultaneously also reading A Clockwork Angel, and like that's like high fantasy in the real world, and I feel like maybe I was like amped up on that I was kind of like, I'm not here for it. And it was ending its like time at the library, but I know if I had read it more dedicatedly, like I could have finished it. It wasn't that long. So I did like put it on hold again. And I think I have like 10 days. The hold is like 10 days before I can get it. And so I do intend on finishing it, but at this moment, it's a DNF. I did not finish it. And I think that's okay. Sometimes I really like beat myself up about not finishing a book, or honestly just like not finishing anything. Like if I don't finish like the series that I'm watching, I kind of like, I wasted my like all this time just because I couldn't make it to the end. And it's kind of like, I don't have to do that. I can just stop reading, watching, doing something. Like I don't know why I do that, but I'm trying to get better at that. But I don't think evening and weekends is where that needs to start, if that makes sense. So long story short, I did at the moment DNF evening and weekends. So if anybody wonders where that story went. But yeah, that was actually really, really long. I didn't expect me to like go into a whole other tangent. But I also wanted to give you guys a little like update on what's going to be happening. So I have a younger sister who at the moment obviously lives in Texas, but she got into a university in New York because she really wanted to go to school in New York. So I'm actually going to New York next week, and I guess we'll have a New York vlog. And I'm like, it will be a lot of probably just like me moving her in, taking my parents out. We're gonna go see a Broadway show. So yeah, it should be fun. It should be nice. It should be cool.